Hello, my name is Natalie Bungay and I'm from the British Pest Control Association. Today we're going to be talking about mice. We've all experienced or possibly seen them out and about in the environment, and sometimes maybe experienced them within our properties, our businesses or homes. So I think today it would be very useful if we talk about mice, a bit about their breeding and how you can prevent them from causing you a problem. The two most common species of mice in the UK is the house mouse and the field mouse. With a house mouse, as the name suggests, it's normally going to be found within a property, so inside, and they do like to live quite high up as well. You might find them in your attic, for example, living and breeding. They will come down to the lower parts of your house, but generally they're quite high up. And then we have a field mouse, which is maybe less common within a property, but if you do live in a rural environment, there's a good chance if you have mouse activity that it might be a field mouse that's come in from outside. There are a few key differences between a field mouse and a house mouse. With a field mouse, because it lives in an external environment and it has a lot of predators, they need to have bigger eyes and bigger ears so that they can detect these predators. Whereas with a house mouse, because it lives in an internal environment, they don't need this so much, so their eyes and ears will be quite a bit smaller. Mice are sporadic feeders, and what this means is that they will feed from multiple locations and just a small amount of food as well. What this does is it protects them from consuming anything harmful. We refer to mice as a commensal rodent, and what commensal means is that they live close to man. They like to feed from our table, so the food and the waste that we create is very beneficial for them. Mice will become a problem when they enter buildings that are occupied, and this is because they can cause a public health risk as well as some damage associated with their activities. When a mouse enters a property, it will usually be because they're trying to find a safe place to live and then also grow the population, so they're going to want to breed. And if a breeding pair did happen to move into an occupied building, these two mice can become a big infestation quite quickly, maybe in a matter of just a couple of months. It's really important for homeowners to control any mouse infestation that they have within their property. This is for a couple of reasons, but most predominantly and importantly, the public health risk, as rodents, especially mice, can carry bacteria and diseases. They will carry these bacteria and diseases in two main ways, so defecating, urinating on surfaces, mostly food surfaces, but also their physical contact with their paws. Another attribute that mice have is that they have this need to gnaw, and that's because they have a continuously growing set of teeth. So if they weren't to gnaw, they would grow out of control. And this gnawing process can potentially cause quite a lot of damage to our properties, and in extreme scenarios, they can chew through electrical wires, for example. If you have mice coming into your home and you've been able to identify them as a field mouse, and it is during colder weather, there is a potential that once the weather warms up, that population will move back outside, and then you can do a few things to prevent them from coming back in. However, if you do identify the mouse as a house mouse, there's a higher chance that this population is there to stay and you'll need to take proactive action to get rid of them. It's really important to remember that there is a piece of legislation called the Prevention of Damage by Pests Act 1949. And what this means is each and every local authority within the UK has a responsibility to keep their district free of rats and mice. So as either a business owner or a homeowner, you have a responsibility to that local authority to help keep that district free of rats and mice. The best way to prevent a mouse infestation from establishing is taking away those vital things that they need to survive, and that is food, water and safe shelter. And that safe shelter is so that they can also breed efficiently. The best way to stop them coming into your property in the first place is to look for any small entry points where they might be able to squeeze through and get access to your property. It's about 5 millimeters, but a good guide is if you can get a standard pen through a hole, then generally a mouse will be able to squeeze its way through as well. The other way to certainly reduce the likeliness of a mouse infestation really wanting to come into your property is not allowing it to find a really good food source, because that's going to attract them in. So make sure any food waste that you have is tied up and put in an external bin, and that access is really limited. If you're a business owner and you're concerned about mice entering your property, then you can take some proactive steps, such as employing a professional pest management company to do routine inspections, which will really pick up any problems before they actually establish. Mice can be quite hard to control in either a domestic or a business environment, and that's because their nests, they're quite tucked away and you can't see them, so actually getting to the root cause of it can be very difficult. But also mice, because they're quite shy and they don't want to show themselves, we don't necessarily see them during the day. They're a nocturnal pest, so actually trying to find out where they are, where they've come from, is quite hard. If you do see mice during the day, that might even indicate that there's a bigger infestation than maybe once thought. There are many different methods of dealing with a mouse infestation. The most common, and we might be familiar with, are the use of traps, also the use of rodenticides, as well as preventing them from coming into a property, so doing some proofing and hygiene, which helps reduce populations and make control a lot easier. And it's really important when we're using traps or rodenticide is that you're competent to use them and you use them safely as well. So it's always highly recommended that you do get a professional pest controller in. The first thing they will do is investigate where this mouse infestation has originated from. Once they've done that, they will then develop a plan to be able to control the infestation. Once the pest professional has completed their work, they'll take you through exactly what they've done and then also leave you with some paperwork describing exactly where they have placed any of the chemicals and any of the safety information you might need. A professional pest management company will always have the necessary equipment to make sure that your infestation is dealt with safely, efficiently, and most importantly, humanely. To find a professional pest management company to deal with your mouse infestation, you can use the BPCA Find a Pest Controller tool. All you need to do is enter your postcode, and then you'll have a list of pest controllers in your local area. And remember, these pest control technicians, they're qualified, trusted, and audited by BPCA.
For more information about mice, please visit bpca.org.uk/mice. If you need a pest management company, then find a local member at bpca.org.uk/find. Alternatively, you can call our 24/7 helpline on 01332 294 288.